Her baby can do anything she wants.
She takes care of the baby.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to try to get the baby to go lay down.
Mm-hmm.
Says, come on, go lay down.
They expect treats.
What's your oldest memory? As far back?
Child?
Huh?
Yeah, how far back can you remember? What's your oldest memory in your mind of when you were little?
I can't remember yesterday.
As a child, it was
Yeah,
always
you
with
remember
God.
what people used to do when they saw you coming?
You're talking about when I was a child.
Yeah.
Okay, when I was 7 years old, I was baptized Catholic, but my mom never made us go to church. So when I was 7 years old, we moved in on Natural Bridge, and we made friends. My sister's 4 years, almost 5 years older than me. She made friends with a girl, and the girl had a little brother. So they invited us to church. So when we were in church, my sister Shirley said, in that box up there on the altar, that's where Jesus is. And I thought, and she tried to explain to me, that's where Jesus is in that box. And from then on, I was just curious or whatever. So when I was about 12, we had moved away. We lived up over a tavern, and I used to pass a Catholic school when I went to my school, and I wanted to be in there. And they were in uniform, and all that. I just knew they were Catholic. Passed them by, waved to them, and all that. So in the school that I went to, public, they had a program that you could go to the Catholic Church, if you were Catholic, and learn about it. So I went there, and I fell in love with a sister her name was January. And I was about 12 then. And I wanted to be a nun. Really, I wanted to be a nun. But I would go to any church. My girlfriends and them would always say, go to church with us. I'd go. And then I didn't even go in these tents. The Holy Rollers.
The tent revivals back then, yeah.
But I never felt that they should be criticized, I just sat there and I thought, this is nice. Maybe we just walk in as a kid and sit down.
Yeah.
And then my mom moved again, and we lived across the street from a church. And Lonnie and Wayne, our brothers, younger brothers, weren't baptized. So Shirley and I went over and talked to the priests, and we were the godparents of their two brothers. And that priest was, I guess, almost tear up. He was so sweet. And so when I met Fred when I was 17, so I moved away from there. But when we were going to get married, I wanted to be married by that priest. So we lived out in Aston with his mom. And so I called the priest, made arrangements. I hadn't made my confirmation. So he said, well, come and make your confirmation, and we'll get it all taken care of. So I was married in that church.
Gotcha.
That was on Union and Minerva. But anyway.
I changed. I changed to Catholic here, didn't I?
Yeah, we were married 13 years when he turned Catholic. It was when Lynn was going to be confirmed. But he had depression all his life. And he had just come out of what he's going through now. And I always took the kids to church. He didn't go. And he came out to me one time and he says, I think I want to turn Catholic. And I said, I've been praying for that for years, but I never said anything. And I said, why? I said, where did this come from? And he says, I just want to turn Catholic. I said, well, you can't do that just, I mean, what she would have done anyway. But anyway, when we went out, he went for lessons to the father up there, and the father told him that. He says, now you can't do this because of Loraine or the
Right,
kids.
right.
It has to come from inside.
Yes.
And he says, you have any, went through all that, you have any questions? And he'd say, no, so that's how that happened.
Well,
Just like that.
good. That's nice. Yeah.
And all the kids, all of them, except Bobby and Freddie, wore the same First Communion dress.
Oh,
Same
nice.
one that you have a cat.
Yeah.
What else you remember about growing up, being a kid? Much? You remember much about being a kid? Growing up?
Well, I think that's when I recognized God when I was
Yeah.
7.
I mean, just like playing and who were your friends and,
Yeah.
I mean, what else did you do? What did you guys do back then? What did you do for fun?
Nothing. Yeah, we played outside. Nobody
Yeah.
does that anymore.
Right,
We
right.
played double dutch.
Yeah,
Oh.
We played, you could always tell a Catholic school when you went by because all they had was jump ropes and balls. No equipment, Yeah. So we didn't have anything up here. But anyway, that's what, we lived in flats.
yeah,
4 families sometime.
right.
That was, I'll tell you, I just feel sorry for kids that aren't around, kids in the neighborhood.
Right,
Because that's a lot of what I remember.
yeah.
We all would eat supper, do the dishes, and couldn't wait to get out and get together. So
Yeah.
you can imagine 4 family flat, and we used to have an ash pit. So for 4 families, it was real long and wide.
Uh-huh.
And they used to come and empty it out every once in a while.
Uh-huh.
Well, when they emptied it out, we would get on the edge and we challenge each other to jump across. So in ball, we used to play called it points. You get a ledge and you have to catch it. Then you had 1 was like this, 2 was like this, 3 you had to turn around and catch it, 4 it was go on and on.
Yeah, yeah.
And everybody took a turn and we had jump rope. That's all we had.
Yeah.
And we didn't have much more when we lived here.
Yeah,
You know who gave us our first galvanized pool? We couldn't afford one. Was your sister,
Tori.
Tori.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she gave us a gold.
That was nice.
bad, but it just
Yeah.
doesn't taste very good. So,
But I gotta say, everybody helped everybody out.
Well,
Everybody
how
loved
did you and Fred meet?
Through a blind date with his friend.
That's right.
And my girlfriend lived across
driver.
the street. Huh?
He was the driver of you guys dating somebody else, right?
Yeah, when he was, what was he then? He was 20. I think he was 20 when we met, but I didn't go with him. My girlfriend, boyfriend was in the service, and she kind of went out on him, and he found it out. So when he came home with furlough, he wouldn't go out with her, and she wouldn't. He lived across the street, and so did his best friend, lived across the street. So she talked and talked, and his name was her boyfriend's name was
Yeah,
Jack,
Holly and I.
and she
put it in.
said she finally
You and Holly
talked
and I
Jack,
put it
and
in.
he said, well, if you're gonna date for my buddy who lived across the street, they all lived in Gene Wolfkiller. He says, then I'll go.
What they used to do.
And that would have been a blind date.
Except for maybe that guy. who
And I
used to
said,
do
I don't want to go on a
exercise
blind
shows.
date. I don't
Remember
know.
him?
You know? And she begged me. We got someone that was nutty. And we had a lot of fun. We were always like this. And she said, please. So I says, okay. And she says, I'll sit in the back. You and I will sit in the back. And the 3 of them will sit in the front seat. We didn't know about Fred, at that time. But what happened was they pulled up. And when I saw 3 of them, I mean, 2 of them in the front seat, I said to her, no way. And I went back.
That's what happens to me.
And
I can't remember the stuff.
I got out of the car, I got away from her or something. I walked back to where I live,
People say,
and
how do
she
you remember
followed
that?
me.
And I said,
Please,
I say,
please.
I have no
She,
idea.
that's when she said, you and I will sit in the back and they can sit in the front. She said, we didn't know this other guy was coming.
Oh.
But he's got a car.
Oh.
See, that's why they were,
Uh-huh.
and him and his dad shared that
You
car.
remember
Okay.
the important
And
stuff,
so,
but I should
where do we
remember
go? The drive-in.
The drive-in?
kid working.
What
And
drive-in?
then-
You remember the name of it? Back then?
I think it was the only one around. at that
Gosh, I
time.
can't even, I didn't even know they had drive-ins back then.
Yeah, it was, you had to go through Wellston.
Peanut butter
In
and-
Wellston?
Well, you went, I remember we went through, I don't remember what it was. But anyway, I said, oh my God. So her and I are in the back seat. And then we all kind of went to the restroom. What was a break? And then before the other movie started. And when we came back, she jumped in the back. And how'd that go? She got Jack to come in the back with her. So I was in between these two guys and I didn't know.
Oh.
But I knew how to handle them. So then when her boyfriend Jack went back, we, the three of us all went out, went swimming, all that, you know,
Yeah.
just silly stuff.
Yeah.
And, let's see, that was August, I met him August the 11th, August, you know how slow Fred is.
Yeah.
August, September, October, November, December, January, February. 6 months. I liked him. I never said anything. And he liked me, but he didn't want to step on Gene Kriegesman's Gene Wolfkill's toes because I was his blind date. 6 months. So finally, my girlfriend, Norma, says, he likes you, he just don't want to butt in. And I thought, oh, God. So I didn't know what to do. It just happened. And he came over with a locket on Valentine's Day. Now, this is the first time. We hadn't been on a date or anything. And he came over with a locket. And he says, I don't care what Gene thinks. 6 months. Oh, anyway.
That's
But
a
we
good
had,
story.
you know, from 17, and then I had Kathy at 20.
Yeah.
So that was all down the drain.
Yeah.
Ah!
So how long did you date before you got married?
From the time we met
Yeah.
till the time we got married, well, August the 11th, and we were married 2 years later.
Okay.
But we didn't go out for 6 months.
Right. So about 18 months or
Yeah,
so
something like that.
for your first date before you got
Yeah.
married. Wow.
But you don't have to have money to have fun.
No, you don't.
Just like hiking.
Right.
So what was Fred doing back then? What was
He
his job?
started at Emerson Electric at 18 years
Okay,
old.
so he was already at Emerson then.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I worked at a water plant.
Uh-huh.
I used to inspect airplane pistons. and
Oh, wow.
everything. And you know that slinky?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where piston rings. That's where they were
Oh.
cut. We used to play with them. We'd walk them down the steps and everything.
Yeah.
If somebody would have just tuned in,
Yeah.
that's exactly what they are.
Yeah.
They do everything that a slinky does.
Yeah.
You go like this.
There you go.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Where did y'all first live when you got married? You said you lived with Fred's mom.
Fred's mom.
Yeah.
And then when I was carrying, when Kathy was a year old, we moved under his grandma. She had a 2-story house, and she took the upstairs, and we didn't have a bathtub. We just had it was a old residential house, so they made the bathroom with a pantry, but it just had a sink and a toilet. So we lived under them, and she had to come down and go to our house to empty her garbage, which she had to do then, and all that. So we lived there 4 years, and we saved enough money to go look at houses, and we got that old farmhouse.
Uh-huh.
It was already 50 years old when we moved in.
Uh-huh.
And
What street was that on? What street was that
well,
on?
it was on Blow.
Blow.
You know where the
I remember Kathy took me by there one time, or what,
Yeah,
when,
we had an acre of ground.
yeah, I think something else is there now.
You know
but-
what bumped up against it? Missouri Athletic Club.
Oh, is that right? Wow.
We could see everything they were doing.
Uh-huh.
We had an acre, like.
Uh-huh.
So when we sold it, conniving people, if we'd have known they were interested, we'd have got more money.
Yeah,
But they kept that under their hat.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so we sold it to them.
Mm-hmm.
So they might probably tore the house down. I don't know.
Kathy always talked about Teeman Street. Where was that at then?
Teeman,
Yeah.
that's where his mom lived.
Okay, she lived on Teeman Street, so.
Yeah.
So that's a street she lived on when she was born.
Right.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
That's ironic, yeah.
Isn't that?
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember going to see Brian in the crib on Georgia. You had a house on Georgia?
Right, our first house, yeah.
Yep.
Yep, we were
And it
renting.
was like in a big, it looked like it was like a dining, almost like a dining room area was gonna be, I guess, his bedroom, but it was big. I just remember
Yeah.
it being really big. And that
Yeah.
was really cool. First nephew.
So where did you go from Blow Avenue then? How long were you there?
2 years.
2 years.
And then he had to travel, there was no highways. He had to travel all the way out here to Emerson.
Uh-huh.
And his grandma
We got
gave
you.
us money for down payment
Okay.
in this house.
For this house?
Mhm.
Okay.
She gave us, you had to have a lot more money down.
Oh,
than
yeah,
today.
yeah, back then it was
So she
different.
gave us 3,000, and we had to come up with 2,000, I don't know what it was.
Okay.
But we had saved, whether she would have done that or not, you know, but
Right.
she knew she was getting old, and she wanted him to be taken care of.
Right.
He's the only grandson,
Yeah,
only son, only nephew.
yeah.
I call him Baby Bell.
Baby
What,
Bell.
what year was that when you moved in this house? Do you remember? 55, 56?
Something like that.
Yeah,
54 or 5.
54, 5.
Mm-hmm. That's Carrie and Freddie when we moved here.
Oh, interesting. Well, and then been here ever since.
Mhm.
Been here ever since?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Is
And
the
I
house
don't-
paid off now?
yeah.
That's good.
And we wouldn't get anything from this house if we sold it now,
No,
but we got a lot of quality in this house.
yes you do.
And we have to get a new roof.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, that's already been told, I've been told that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Dave has put in the water heater a
Yeah.
couple of years ago.
Humor got stuck.
He put in disposal. You ought to seen him trying to get that disposal in. He's got such big shoulders.
Right.
And you
Yeah.
gotta look at the opening of our sink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got it.
And he